Instagram stories for Wednesday, July 3rd. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Let's jump into the biggest news of the day, which has to do with TikTok. Social media and tech guru Jonah Manzano posted on Threads explaining that TikTok has now added two options when saving your videos. Number one, you can save them with a watermark on them, or number two, you can post to save without watermark. This is very interesting. Let's back up and explain. If you were to save a video from TikTok, which historically you have always been able to do, it would have the TikTok watermark on it. If you were to post that video on another social media platform, for instance, Instagram or Snap, that video would likely not perform as well in the algorithm because those platforms did not want to feature any content with watermarks. Historically, though, there have always been ways around this problem. For instance, you could edit the video in another video editing app like CapCut, and then once you were done, you could export that video and post it to a variety of different social media platforms. If you created the video within the TikTok app entirely and posted it, but then wanted to download it without the watermark, you could always use ssstik.io, which is a website I've been using for years, and it lets you download the video without the watermark. However, with all that context, it's really nice that TikTok is giving you the option to download the video directly from within the TikTok app without the watermark on it. This indicates to me that TikTok recognizes that people like its video creation tools within the app and want to use them more. And they will think of those other platforms, Instagram, Snap, YouTube Shorts, as secondary or tertiary places to post that content once you've created it and made it and posted it within the TikTok app entirely. I want to pause here and say that although this person who posted about it on Threads said it should be available in the latest TikTok update, I personally am on the latest version of TikTok on my phone, but I do not have the ability to download clips through the TikTok app without the watermark. If this is important to you, keep an eye on making sure your TikTok app is updated, and hopefully you get this functionality very soon. Since we're on the topic of TikTok, and I really do my best to feature clips from the TikTok team as much as possible, even though they are hard to find and very infrequently not available, I came across a clip from the recent VidCon event that was held in California. Here's the clip.
Guys, here at VidCon.
Steve, are you about to post on TikTok?
I am actually.
Can you tell people why they should post on TikTok?
Well, personally, I think TikTok's the best app.
I've been a full-time content creator for about 3 months now. I've been building community and it's been great.
I have a small business and there's so much potential. For our sales, we get 98% of our customers from TikTok.
There's so much creativity in everybody. I didn't think I was the most creative individual until I started creating on TikTok.
The power of the FYP and how that can help me grow my team.
I found some of my greatest friends on TikTok. The group that I'm here with, we all met on TikTok and now we're here at VidCon together.
Yeah.
It's been such a fun source of friendship and community and
Okay, that was not the greatest clip, but since I give so much time and attention to the Instagram team, I wanted to give as much love to the TikTok team, who I think is working so hard on making the app better. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to dive into some Threads news. You might not know this, but Threads is about to be 1 year old, and also some Instagram strategy, so stick around. Oh, hey, welcome back. Did you know that Threads is going to be exactly 1 year old on Friday, July 5th? It also has 175 million monthly active users. Now, thinking back 1 year, a lot has changed in the social media landscape. Of course, this whole world continues to change and evolve very quickly, but it has seen a growth over the past year, suggesting that there is still a lot of room for opportunity on the Threads app. Now, you might be wondering, are we doing anything big for this 1 year anniversary? And I will tell you that there is a meetup for Threads users in Manhattan on Friday. And if you are interested in attending, I'm going to plan to be there. I will link to the meetup information in the show notes. I wish I could take credit for coming up with the idea of a meetup on the 1 year anniversary of Threads. It was not my idea. Someone else came up with it, but I think it's fantastic. I'm definitely going to be there to support it. Let's just talk about Threads for a quick second. Are you a person who goes on there regularly? I have found myself using it more over time, and not so much for news, but more for discussion for people who I used to follow on Twitter, but who aren't there anymore. Mark Zuckerberg has said that he thinks Threads has a real shot at becoming the company's next billion-user app. Meta is therefore focusing on markets where they think they can have more of an opportunity to take market share from Twitter, for instance, Japan. Overall, Threads is a loss leader for Meta financially, but let's be honest, Meta has very large pockets and can continue to fund this platform indefinitely. The Verge has reported that internally there is some discussion among executives about turning on ads in Threads sometime within the next 12 months, although that exact plan is still up in the air. Adam Mosseri said, quote, "It will be great if it gets really, really big, but I'm actually more interested if it becomes culturally relevant and if it gets hundreds of millions of users," end quote. And since I brought up Adam Mosseri, let me just drop a quick bit of knowledge that he shared on his Instagram feed when it comes to creating content that will perform well in the algorithm because it gets shared. Here's the clip.
Some advice. One of the most important signals we use in ranking is sends per reach. So out of all the people who saw your reel or your photo, how many of them sent it to a friend in a DM? At Instagram, we're trying to be a place where people can be creative, but in a way that brings people together. We want not only to be a place where you passively consume content, but where you discover things you want to tell your friends about. A reel that made you laugh so hard you wanted to send it to your brother or your sister. Or a soccer highlight that blew your mind and you wanted to send it to another fan. That kind of thing. So don't force it as a creator, but if you can, when you're making content, think about making content that people would want to send to a friend, to someone that they care about. And it will help you reach over time. More advice to come. Peace.
Okay, nothing revolutionary in that clip that we haven't talked about on this show before, but I always like including other voices on the show. I think it really adds depth and expertise in a way that I cannot fully bring to the show. So that's why I like to have other people's voices on here. Okay, let's talk about a few other things because I have an extra minute. Today's episode was a little bit shorter. First, I just posted a reel based on the Adam Mosseri interview that he did a couple of weeks ago, where he talked about how Instagram does not want to pay creators because you are going to create that content for free, and therefore, why should they pay you? I dislike this mindset intensely. I don't own the company, and I'm not a shareholder, so I understand money rules everything, but I very much dislike. Anyway, I made a reel about that. Go check it out on my account at Daniel Hill Media. And lastly, I am headed to Manhattan in a couple of hours to go see a band I've been following because of TikTok called Crash Atoms. You've probably seen their videos many times. They are quite popular on TikTok. I think they have 2 million followers, but they don't really perform concerts like most musicians do. It seems like they are more into making social media content, which if that's how you want to go about it, that's fine. But it's very rare that they play shows. So I'm excited to go and listen. Check them out. Hopefully I have a chance to meet them after the show. And since we're talking about music, I'm just going to say, I have seen very many large acts in arenas and different places. I've enjoyed those shows, but I'm really looking for more smaller, up-and-coming independent artists where you pay $15 a ticket to see them or $20 a ticket. And maybe they do a meet and greet after the show and they're so happy you came. I'm not so much into the $250, $500 tickets anymore. I just can't do it, and I don't want to do it. I say that as a person who went to Coachella this year and had an absolute blast. But anyway, I'm looking for the smaller, up-and-coming artists. Those are the people who I want to support with my dollars in person as much as possible. As always, thank you for listening. Hopefully you found this episode helpful. Check out links to everything I talked about, including Crash Atoms and my newest reel. You can check links for all of that in the show notes, and be sure to come back next time for more Instagram news, TikTok news, social media strategy, or other things you need to know about. Rap song.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager, but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually, that's factually a fraction of me. Another fraction's posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course, a book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency, but I got a lot of spam. Just putting in my work without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.